People have truly changed. People have changed. And social media plays a big part of that. Now, I'm not against social media because it is something that has definitely helped, like when it comes to finding resources, references, stuff like that, right? Research and information that we once weren't able to get to, we can now get to in real time, especially like with TikTok and people posting videos in real time about things that are happening. For example, the California fires that have taken place a couple of days ago. A lot of people didn't even know that was happening, even the people in California, so it's like social media can be a good thing when it's used for a good thing. It has also allowed people to make money as far as producing content and becoming real content creators and establishing some type of financial stability for themselves, for their families, all of that, and still allowing them to let money flow into the economy by doing so. However, it has created this like fake world that for some reason people feel like they have to be a part of, that they have to display. It's crazy. And because of it, people have changed. And I think also that it has caused a lot of people's attention span to go down. Their attention, it decreased their attention span. So now when they come across people in real life, like in your face, they don't know how to hold a conversation. They don't know how to have a conversation that extends further than like 2 or 3 minutes. They no longer want to have conversations. Now, I will say that for me, I have no problem having conversations with random people. And I think that's just because I'm an 80s baby. Like I grew up being forced to have to talk to people and learning how to hold conversations with others. And I'm saying, even if it's me initiating the conversation or if it's engaging in one, whatever it is. But for the most part, I really don't care to have a conversation with random people, especially when I am laser focused on like my to-do list for the day. I've got things I got to do. I really don't care to have conversations. Now, it'll be really quick. For example, I went into the grocery store yesterday, and at the register, there was a guy that was behind me. And when I left out, he was done with his stuff. He didn't have too much stuff, but he came out behind and he was parked near me and he was talking about the weather while I was putting my groceries in the trunk. And I just was able, to just respond immediately. And he laughed at what I said. And we talked about how hot it was and whatever. And then kept on going about our day. You have people now that are just like, I don't owe you a conversation. I don't owe you this. I don't owe you that. And don't get me wrong. Trust me. I absolutely believe it, especially for like women who don't feel comfortable speaking to men who don't speak to anybody else until they see a beautiful woman. Then all of a sudden is, hey, how you doing? Stuff like that. Right. Yeah. You don't owe anybody anything. But there are people that now do not know how to hold conversations with others. They don't know how to have they don't know how to hold dialogue with somebody else in real life. They try to go on these dating apps and they create a profile. And in the profile, it says a bunch of random stuff. Like, if you wear your grandmother's underwear and you don't have your feet done, don't even bother reaching out to me. And you're just like, how are you supposed to know that on the first date anyway? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I'm just making up random stuff. And I saw this one woman's video where she was talking about how people on the dating apps, like she posts videos of profiles, dating app profiles, and it's crazy, but I forgot her name actually. I should have looked it up, but anyway, stuff like that, right? They don't know how to speak to people. They don't know how to talk to people. They have these preconceived notions of people. They prejudge people based off of what they see on social media. You've got all these people like the red pill men who hate women because they feel like women are are the cause of their failures, and because of that they don't know how to date women. I don't understand. I don't know what the whole red pill thing situation is about, but it's like they want to get a date, or they want to date women, but they hate women because they can't get a date, something like that. I don't know, whatever. It's just all of this stuff going on social media, and they are believing it. They are believing that stuff that is being displayed to them about the world. So it's like this fake world that's telling people, the viewer, how the real world is. Then when the viewer goes out into the real world, they're just like, yeah, I see it now. And a lot of it is fake, but a lot of it is real. You know what I'm saying? You have stuff that's going on, and people are, their eyes are being unveiled. Like, they are seeing the wickedness that's going on in the world, the stuff that was behind the scenes or behind the mask that we didn't see at first, stuff that's being shown from music videos, demonic, wicked rituals that's going on in the music industry and the entertainment industry is being exposed, and substantial evidence is being shown to prove that. However, it's like these stupid societal videos, you know what I'm saying? Just the random Joe Schmo videos, podcasts and stuff where they're just like, yeah, this is how the world is. And, we hate people, we hate women, we hate men, we hate whatever because they are this way. And then the viewer goes out there, and you got young kids on YouTube now, you got young kids on social media. So they're growing up off of, this type of era, right? This electronic era, or they're growing up off of social media era, and they're going out to the real world and believing, yeah, this is how the world is because this is what TikTok said. And I kind of feel like it really changed the neuroceptors or whatever that's in the brain, right? It really just changed all of the perception of how everybody sees the world. And because of that, because it did so collectively, it is now changing the world in a whole different way. I'd like to believe that there is a larger part of people who are changing the world so that it is better. The frequency is going higher, which would explain why a lot of these like demonic beings and the wicked, you know what I'm saying? Like the enemy is really grasping at straws now, trying to figure out ways to deceive people even more, and all of that, because of the fact that there is a generation of people that are actually raising the frequency that's in this world. However, I scroll through social media and I'm like, these people are just slow. I'm sorry, y'all slow. Y'all are, there's something wrong with y'all. And I'm not talking about y'all, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about y'all, but I'm talking about those that are just, they want to be deceived. Like they want their brain cells to be cooked. People that want to be taken advantage of or manipulated, and when you try to explain to them what's going on, like, hey, this is not the real deal, this is somebody who is narcissistic because this is a cycle that they're going through, right now they're up on top, next month they're going to be asking you for money again, and then the month after that they're going to be on top, and next month they're going to ask you for money. Like you can tell somebody all of the patterns of what's going on, and because they believe the world that's on social media, they don't see it. So because they get duped on social media, in real life they get duped as well. They believe that man or that woman that they're with really truly does love them, and the same signs and patterns are being displayed in the person that they're with or in the friend that they're with, and they just are like, no, because this is, basically narcissism gets rewarded, whatever. Anyway, I'm going on a little tangent because of the fact that I believe that the world has changed, people have changed, and no, you don't owe anybody words. Right? You don't owe anybody conversations. You don't owe anybody your time. That is for you to do whatever you want at your free will. However, I believe that the perception has changed. People's perceptions of others have changed. People's perception of the real world has changed. And in doing that, it just creates a lot of isolation. It creates a lot of drama that doesn't need to be there. It creates a lot of misinformation, I guess. You know, people have really changed though. People have changed. They don't want to go outside and just have a block party, a block picnic. Somebody always got to get shot. Somebody always got to start fighting. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got to get mad because they are insecure. They refuse to fix on their insecurities, so they get insecure and they are following the wrong coach online who is telling them, nah, if he's looking at another woman, you need to whoop his, you know. And so she's like, yeah, I'm gonna whoop his. No, just walk away, just leave. If it bothers you that much, leave. You know what I'm saying? You can't change nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just, I don't know, whatever. All I'm saying is that people have changed. You would think that people got older and they would get wiser, but no, they don't get wiser. They don't get wiser. Not everybody gets wiser. You know what I'm saying? They just are 12-year-olds in an adult body, and they are now posting online. And I see that. But anyway, again, 2020, you know what I'm saying? The whole shutdown and everything, where everybody was forced to stay home with their partners, the partners that they were glad to be away from when they were able to go to work. Yeah, that caused a lot of stuff. Being stuck at home with the kids, they couldn't go to school. Poor babies. Those are the only ones that I was thinking about, were the babies that school was their safety. You know, their safe place, and they had to be stuck at home. It just changes. It changes a lot of, you know, the mindset of people. And I really feel like there's about to be another shutdown, y'all. I feel like there's about to be another shutdown. And although I go around driving all on the streets and stuff, and I'm like, there needs to be another shutdown because there's too many people on the road. Why are y'all not at your 9 to 5s? I really don't want it to be another shutdown because of that. You know, you got kids that school is their safe place. You got people that work, you know, is their safe place. And now with the shutdown, they're stuck at home and they are faced with having to deal with whatever issues that they have been running away from. Now, again, children they don't have that. They are, you know, there's not anything that they can do when they have to be stuck at home with the people that are supposed to be safe in their home. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and I made a video about somebody questioning, why doesn't God save the innocent babies? But, you know, sometimes the very enemy to those children are right there in their home. It's right there in their home, and stuff can be going on inside the home. And what do people do? Mind your business. What do people say? Mind your business. That ain't none of our business. That's his kids. That's her kids. Let them do. They the parents. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just mind your business. And you can hear the child screaming, you know, I don't know. It's a lot. But, so, you know, social media, the shutdown, you know, narcissistic behavior patterns in the world being rewarded. All of that has just really changed the mindset and the perception of a lot of people. And people just no longer want to deal with people. I mean, to an extent, I get it. But at the same time, it's a shame. It really is. But anyway, let me know what your thoughts are. Write it in the comments, and I will talk to you later. Bye.